do want to go ahead and ask you the questions that we ask all of our guests. And the first one
Yeah.
is the one that I think I've got the most fun with, but I want to ask you to go ahead and predict the future. So can you perhaps go ahead and predict the future either of systems integration and the niches, or the future of what semi-automated manual processes look like, please?
I'm not a good future predictor, but I'll give my best shot. But no, I believe that with the way technology is always advancing all the time, and it has been for like a long time. So that the opportunities are going to keep growing. There's more and more ways now to solve problems. Because if you would have asked me maybe 15 years ago about how we'd approach a project, I would say, like for automation, robotic automation, I'd say spend the most money you can on the fixturing and tooling and put something in the same exact place every single time. When we started looking at the last 3, 4 years, a lot of customers that want to automate manual processes, it's hard to do that because it's really cost prohibitive, right? It's really expensive to do that. So now that technology is advancing how it is, and we're getting a lot of different things like vision and things that we can now add in with automation, it's really helped minimize some of that, right? So the cost can come down a little bit, and there is some issues that can come up with that, but as long as the system's designed correctly and you account for some of the things that can happen, it can be a very robust system. But I would have probably gave you a different answer 15 years ago, but now I believe that's where things are going to start going, and you're seeing more and more of what I call lights out manufacturing, like I mentioned earlier, because we're seeing that some of our customers want to do machine tending, right? They want to say, I can just put a pile of this raw material right here, and the robot can do its thing, putting these parts into this machine and then unloading it. And I don't have to have somebody right here. And I can do that on a second shift or third shift when normally I don't have the production people here to support that. Now I can actually produce more product. So I see that growing. And with that, you have things like mobile robots and the technology in robots and the programming, where you had a lot of division between like IT, like PLC programming, that type of like robotic programming is emerging, right? Where robots now you can do a lot more text programming and do things on HMIs on the actual tablet. There's a lot of data collection stuff that I see really helping a lot because a lot of customers really utilize that
Hmm.
to help them with downtimes, with maintenance issues, stuff like that. So I see that being a big thing too in the future. That's going to get better. And a lot of that, even what we're seeing now is like remote support, right? We have customers that we can actually remote into their system and help them much faster than years ago. We'd have to drive there, right? So not only you have to have somebody available, then you got to drive there. And then this whole time they're down, right? They need to be running again. So with technology growing and getting better, there's those opportunities now to provide that type of support much faster. And that's going to allow customers to run more efficiently. So
Yep.
in turn, they want to do more automation, right? Because you're seeing the benefit from it. They're seeing that, oh, 15, 20 years ago, I'd go into some places and a robot was sitting there tucked off in the corner and then they're still doing it manually. And I'm like, what happened? I don't know. The robot stopped working and nobody knows how to fix it. And we just turned it off. I see now with the technology way it is, with the help faster remotely and things like that, I think that's going to help that some customers aren't going to be, I won't say scared, but just fed up with automation because they didn't really know it, but now we can support them faster. So I think all that together in the future, and hopefully there's more reshoring, more things coming back to the US. So it's going to help with the automation here and that growth. But yeah, I see in the future, automation is going to keep growing and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon.